Kisha walinde biashara ya wananchi wote.
Kila kitu iko juu, karo ya shule ni hiyo.
Kidogo tuone mahali watafika, lakini sasa mahali wamefika tumewaambia hapana.
Sema tunataka kusanya masahihi milioni 10. Tunataka 7 ifunguliwe
mpaka shilingi 2,500, kwa sababu tunataka kuhakikisha ya kwamba wakulima wetu wa chai, wa kahawa, wa mahindi.
Asante sana. Asante sana for having me here today.
Thank you.
Silas Majani. As you've rightly said, I reside in Ruai, Kasarani constituency, and I'm a marketer by profession. And I'm here to be part of this discussion today that revolves around our political situation within the country. And I believe that we have a lot to share.
Thank you.
Asante.
Abdiweli, welcome.
Asante sana kwa vile umetukaribisha siku ya leo hapa. Kwa majina vile umesema, naitwa Abdiweli Aden Omar. Natoka eneo ya Kajiado Central, Matapato Southward.
Thank you so much. And we'll be discussing about politics, mostly about the ongoing demonstrations in the countrywide. Let's begin with the latest news about Uhuru's eldest son. Yesterday, his home was raided. The former president just reached there after some minutes and talked to the media about what happened. He said that, and I'm quoting, that he will defend his family. He also accused the government of trying to harass his family. This former president of the Republic of Kenya, who deserve respect. Isn't it, Silas?
You may be right, and from your own perspective, you may be right. But what is happening is, let me correct you, it was not a raid. The Minister for Interior, Professor Kindiki, put it very correctly, that they were doing some inspection within Karen. There were some 3 homes that were they are targeted yesterday for operations to see if there are some illegal firearms within those houses. So apparently, Uhuru's son happened to be in that mix. So it was not a raid, as people might want to say. This is just a normal operation that was being done by our security agencies.
That the officials should follow?
I think when there is a clue that there is some illegal firearms within an estate, I think the security agencies have a responsibility to find out whether it is true or not. So they can always do that. And I don't think there was nothing sinister about it. To me, it is a normal operation.
Abdiweli, what do you think about this?
Vile mwenzangu hapa amesema, hiyo ni uongo na siasa. Ilikuwa maksudi walienda kwa mtoto wa Uhuru Kenyatta. Si haikuwa bahati mbaya vile waziri amesema, hiyo ni siasa. Jambo la kwanza, kama siasa inafanyika, unafai kuweka watoto na familia kando. Wanamtafuta Uhuru Kenyatta, hawamtafuti kijana wake. Lakini mwenzangu vile anasema ati waziri wa usalama amesema tulikuwa tuna search manyumba kama kulikuwa kuna mabunduki. Hiyo ni siasa na hiyo ni uongo.
Silas, do you believe that the operation ambayo ilisema walikuwa wanafanya, do you believe that was real?
It was real. That was an operation. There were 3 houses that were visited yesterday.
According to the CS.
According to the CS, and he confirmed. And you could see everywhere. It was breaking news.
Abdiweli Bona, why do you think CS aliongea wakati Uhuru break the silence?
Wakati mambo ilienda kubaya, walikuwa wanataka Uhuru ajitokeze. Ndio maana walifanya kimaksudi waende kurig mtoto wa Uhuru nyumba yake Karen. Jambo la kwanza, walienda kwa nyumba ya mamake, Uhuru alinyamaza. Wakaenda kwa mtoto, walikuwa wanataka Uhuru ajitokeze aongee. Walikuwa wanataka hiyo kitu.
Okay, Silas.
I may not agree with him on that one. I don't think the government wanted Uhuru to come out. They know where Uhuru is. Uhuru has security that is provided for by the government. So if they want him, they will just go for him. They don't have to go through his son.
But for the last weeks, the government was accusing Uhuru of funding the demonstrations. The Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the President, and also CS stated that if Uhuru will not stay away of funding this demonstration that they say is not lawful, atatuma nyumbani na Raila Odinga vile rais amesema.
Ni ukweli, Uhuru is the one behind all these problems that we see. Okay. He is the one funding the Azimio coalition, being the chairman of Azimio. So he cannot run away from whatever problems that we are getting from Azimio. So the president was rightfully right to say that Uhuru is the one sponsoring the Azimio to cause chaos in Kenya.
Yesterday, Uhuru said they do this just because of collaborating with Raila Odinga. Is it because of that?
You see the word he has said, collaborating. So when you collaborate with someone, and this person is the one causing chaos and mayhem to the people of Kenya, it means you are part and parcel of that person.
So Raila is causing chaos in this country.
But you've seen what is happening around.
Abdiweli, what's your view on this?
Sitakubaliana na mwenzangu. Mambo ya Uhuru ana fund demonstration, hiyo ni uongo na hiyo ni siasa. Hiyo ni siasa tupu na uongo tupu. Jambo la pili, kila wakati wakienda mahali hakuna miradi, ni kazi yao ni kuongea kuhusu Uhuru. Uhuru amefanya hii, Uhuru ana mobilize Azimio demonstration. Raila ako na supporters.
Okay.
So hii mambo ambayo wakienda kila mahali, wakienda kila mahali, eneo yote ya Kenya wanaongea kuhusu Uhuru, hiyo ni porojo na kutafuta siasa. Ya hawana kazi nyingine la kufanya, kazi yao ni Uhuru tu.
Why do you think bwana wanaongea kuhusu Uhuru?
Wanaongea kuhusu Uhuru kwanza eneo moja sana, wakienda Mount Kenya kazi yao ni kuongea kuhusu Uhuru. Wakienda mali zingine hakuna Uhuru.
Because Uhuru is financing the chaos. That is why they are talking about Uhuru. They are telling him.
Let me ask you this, Silas. Uhuru, we know he supported Raila Odinga. He was supporting Azimio na Umoja during the campaign and during the election.
Yes.
But after the election, as he said yesterday, he just peacefully handed over wakati alishindwa, alitoka mamlakani, he just handed over peacefully and he did what he did and he did the best for Kenyans. So, do you think Uhuru deserves all this despite being former head of state?
I don't think there is anything bad that has been done to Uhuru, per se.
Okay.
If you look at what happened yesterday, it is normal operation, but now we are politicizing the way he's saying. It is now more political, but Uhuru should desist from financing the Azimio coalition. Let him retire and take his position as an elder and stay at home peacefully. When the Kenyan people need him for advice, he can come out and advise. But let him not take active position in politics.
Okay.
We respect him as the former president. And that is what our president said the other day. We respect you, support us the way we supported you last time. So now it is our time, support us. If you don't support us, we'll send you back home with your friend.
Do you think the government withdrawn the security of former First Lady, Azimio la Umoja leader, and former Deputy President Kalonzo Musyoka. They have withdrawn their security. Let's begin on Mama Ngina. Why do you think Mama Ngina's security was withdrawn?
Mama Ngina's security was withdrawn because the government is passing a message to Uhuru Kenyatta. And the message is very clear. This same government that you're fighting is the same government that you want to offer you security, especially your home. So now if you feel that this government is bad, you're fighting it, then let us withdraw the security that we've given you, and now you survive on your own. That is a message that is being passed to him. You cannot fight the same person who is offering you security.
Uhuru have never came publicly and fight with the government.
He is doing it indirectly. Indirectly.
And why is not government facing Uhuru? Why is he facing his family? Yesterday, what happened? And we are talking about the security withdrawn from his mother.
If the government wants you, they will now start with the people that are very close to you.
Okay.
Very close to you. Once they touch those people, then automatically you will now see the music and say, enough is enough. Let me now stop dealing with these other guys and stay at home and do farming. I think this is just a message these guys are trying to pass to this guy.
Okay, Silas, let me ask the same question, Abdiweli. Abdiweli, why do you think Mama Ngina's security was withdrawn?
Vile ndugu yangu amesema, tena sitakubaliana na yeye, na umuuliza swali moja ni muhimu kabisa. Kwa nini wasidili na Uhuru waende kwa mama yake? Kwa sababu hii ni siasa. Na siasa unafai kuweka mambo ya wazazi na mambo ya watoto kando, deal na mtu. Mimi ningeona jambo ile mzuri kabisa. Ruto anamtafuta tu Uhuru, adili na Uhuru, awachane na watoto Uhuru, mama Uhuru. Mama alikuwa former first lady, anaheshimika. Sasa hii anafai kutulia bila stress, anafai kutulia kwa nyumba, si unaenda watu usiku kumchukulia ma security zake because of Uhuru Kenyatta. Alafu hujachukua security za Uhuru. Unafai kuchukua za Uhuru badala ya mama. Mimi naona hizo ni mzuri, na naambia serikali waachane na Mama Ngina Kenyatta, waachane na watoto Uhuru, waldini na Uhuru.
Silas, this seems to be political retaliation. There's political revenge that's seeming between the former president and the current president. You remember during the election, and the current president, William Samoei Ruto, that time was claiming that the government of that time, Uhuru was the head that time, was attacking and harassing his family. You remember him saying, leave alone my family and children, deal with me. Uhuru is saying the same now. Is this not a revenge?
It is not a revenge because Uhuru never attacked Ruto directly or in any way. The Ruto just said, don't attack my family. But his family was never attacked. And the situation that we are in now is a bit different. We find ourselves in this situation because of what has been happening around. You've seen a lot of demonstrations going on. You've seen destruction of property. You've seen people being killed. You've seen businesses being stopped. And the government is saying, why don't we stop this kind of madness? Why don't we follow the right channels to address the issues that we have now? And they are offering the parliamentary way for all these issues to be sorted out. But now, our counterparts believe that demonstrations are the only ways that you can be able to sort out what is happening. And when now we look at exactly what is happening, you realize the financiers of these demonstrations are the people that the president wants to deal with once and for all. And we find that now Uhuru comes in as the person who is the main financier. So that is why we cannot say President Ruto is revenging. No, he's not revenging. If these people stop the demonstrations, you'll not see anybody being attacked by the government.
Okay, thanks. Abdiweli, your view on this?
What?
Do you think this is a political revenge?
Yes, I am thinking.
Why?
Kwa sababu I remember mwaka uliopita or is 2021 the government walienda kwa nyumba ya naibu ya rais, wakachukua security, wakamletea ulinzi, walitoa ulinzi wakaleta ulinzi ndogo yake. So sasa hivi mimi naiona hii ni revenge ya kuripisha kisasa vile inasemekana na people like Senator of Nandi Samson Cherargei wanalipisha kisasa Uhuru vile alipofanya. Na maoni yangu ya kwamba ni mimi naona na naambia Rais William Ruto abadilishe uchumi ya Kenya, awachane na mambo ya siasa, awachane na mambo ya Uhuru. Uhuru ako nje, Uhuru hayuko kwa siasa, Uhuru is a retired president. Abadilishe Kenya, awachane na mambo ya siasa.
Abadilishe Kenya aje ilhali kuna maandamano inaendelea?
Yes. Exactly.
Maandamano, wananchi wanafanya maandamano kwa sababu bei ya chakula iko juu. Maisha imekuwa ngumu. Hadi kuna wengine wanatafuta kamba kujinyonga lakini hawana pesa hata kununua kamba.
So hii maandamano inaweza fanya serikali ibadilishe?
Maandamano inaweza kubadilisha serikali.
Okay. I don't agree with him because when he says ati maandamano itabadilisha serikali ama kufanya vitu zirudi chini, that's a big lie. Because ask him, when people wakiandamana, hii bei itarudi chini namna gani tukiandamana?
Okay.
Itarudi chini aje? Because the more tunaandamana, the more tunaharibu uchumi. Because every day tukiandamana, at least 2 billion
There's a loss.
is a loss.
Lakini
So how do we recover that when we andamana?
Okay, Abdiweli.
Lakini hata mimi nikikwambia maandamano ni mzuri, tufanye maandamano. Ndio sasa rais aone wa Kenya kuna njaa. Unaona maandamano si ati vile wanadhani ati ni only Luo Nyanza peke yake wanafanya maandamano. Hapana, Kisii, Mombasa, Machakos, Meru, Nyeri, Nairobi, kila mahali, kwa sababu wananchi wako na njaa. Tukiendelea kunyamaza hivi, na kama sasa hivi unasema 2 billion ina lost kila siku, hakuna mambo, hiyo pesa hata inaibiwa na serikali, hakuna faida wanaleta.
Okay, we know that there is bipartisan talk between the Kenya Kwanza government and the Azimio la Umoja coalition. The Azimio coalition have just withdrawn themselves from the talk that was going on. This was a parliamentary based talking, saying that Kenya Kwanza government is not really focusing on what they want. Silas, do you think these demonstrations that's going on is basically demanding for the cost of living, or there's claims that Azimio want? And we know that Azimio want the servers of IBC to be open, and that's number one they are talking about whenever they go to the demonstration. Na wakiongea wanasema wanaongea kuhusu mambo ya cost of living. Saizi. Na wakipeana press wanasema serikali tunataka ifanye hivi na hivi. Wakianza na server ifunguliwe.
Hawanzagi na server. Wanaanzaga na number 1 cost of living. Number 2 server. Number 3 reconciliation of IBC.
So bona wanadhani, why do you think hawa watu wote wanaandamana?
Kitu ya kwanza, hata wacha nikwambie, kama sisi Azimio la Umoja,
okay.
Kitu ya kwanza, uchaguzi haikuwa free and fair. We want server to be open. The important thing. Tujue ukweli nani alishinda na nani alianguka.
Sio mahakama imeamua.
Mahakama,
my brother here is living in the past. Because the Azimio took the Kenya Kwanza to court. The Supreme Court gave a verdict, and that is the highest court in Kenya.
Where do you want to go beyond this?
Yes.
Abdiweli.
Mimi ningependa niseme kitu moja, kwa sababu hii Kenya uchaguzi haijaikuwa free and fair. Kwanza tupate uhuru, uchaguzi haikuwa free and fair. Sasa ile kitu baba ambaye anaangalizia ni kitu moja, kwanza uchaguzi ikuwe free and fair. Wakenya waende wapige kura, tujue nani ameshinda.
Silas, do you think these demonstrations are demonstrations that based on the high cost of living?
The Azimio team, let me just clarify that. They don't know what they want. Because initially, the cost of living was not part of their demands when the bipartisan team was constituted. The issue was the servers to be open, and another issue was the IBC team, the be part of.
Cherera 4.
Yes, and Cherera 4 to be reinstated. Now, when the bipartisan talks failed, these guys took over the Mwananchi plea, cost of living now. Now we're asking, has the Azimio team offered a solution to what Kenyans are going through? Because if you look at the Azimio team, all of them have been in the government, all through. And the cost of living was up last year. It started going up last year. We didn't see any solutions being offered by our counterparts.
Sisi tunamaanisha kitu moja. Wakati ya campaign nyinyi Kenya Kwanza, ukiongozwa na urais ya Jamhuri ya Kenya William Ruto, alikuwa anaambia wananchi akikampeni. Uhuru alikuwa anasema the cost of living si Kenya peke yake, ni dunia mzima. Lakini leader wenu alikuwa anatuambia the cost of living si dunia mzima. Mimi mkinichagua rais in the next, nikishika Biblia niweke chini, maisha ya wananchi itashuka chini. Alikuwa anatuambia kwa campaign. Kama juzi unaona kama Express Mlolongo ilivunjwa, ilipasuliwa maandamano, walipasua barabara waivunja. The CS of Road Kipchumba Murkomen amesema hiyo barabara itatengenezwa na 700 million. That is the thief. Hao ni wezi hiyo. Hiyo barabara haiwezi kujumika na 700 million. 700 million hiyo ni.
You see, the problem with the Azimio team is they criticize everything, but they don't offer any solutions. Who destroyed the expressway?
The demonstrators.
Financed by Azimio team. So the government again has to look for money to repair the roads.
But Azimio is saying that these people who are causing violence in the middle of the demonstration are not part of us.
Yes.
How can we confirm?
I can confirm to you. Like the last Juicy, Jacaranda, you saw those guys of Subarus.
Those are
they
policemen.
They are not police.
Those are
They are
policemen.
thugs.
We can confirm this, Silas.
They are not police.
We can confirm this, Silas. And if I take a very relevant example, and the chamber of Uhuru was raided.
Yes.
In the middle of demonstration. Uhuru is part of Azimio la Umoja. Why demonstrate? Why should they go to the chamber of Uhuru?
That was an isolated case.
Nice.
That was an isolated case, and most of the people who went there
But it
were
was part of
arrested.
demonstrations.
They are
We are
not
talking
arrested.
about demonstrations.
Those were not demonstrators.
They are sending by who?
Yes, so-
Rigathi Gachagua.
And that's what we are saying. These people who are demonstrating are not only
Azimio supporters.
Some people take advantage. Thieves, goons take advantage of
Who
demonstrations.
finance them?
Rigathi Gachagua.
No, not Rigathi Gachagua.
Rigathi Gachagua.
What happens now, when you have that kind of demonstrations, which is not clearly organized, because you see, that is why President Ruto was saying, we will allow protesters to protest peacefully, without touching anybody's business, without destroying anything. But now, what we have as Kenyans, the kind of demonstrations we have, is za kuharibu mali ya watu. Sijui kama unaelewa, kuiba.
Lakini
That is why the police have to come in. You know, you people, you say the goons have come in, they're doing ABCD, they've been financed by the government. Yet, the police are being injured. How many policemen have died in these demonstrations?
ndugu yangu,
People are not looking
Hold on,
at...
Katiba.
Let him finish. Okay.
People are not talking about the police who are dying, the police who've been injured. We are talking about the other people who've been injured. But the policemen are also Kenyans. They're also humans. They are human beings. So let us not look at this thing from one-sided. Let us look at it generally.
Okay, Abdiweli.
Katiba ya Kenya inasema tuko na uhuru wa kuandamana.
Peacefully.
Yes, tuko na uhuru wa kuandamana.
Peacefully.
Na kama mimi nilikuwa maandamano yote nilienda na niliiona. Shida si waandamaji, wala shida si Azimio supporters, shida ni maaskari. You see like Pangani in Mathare, kuna mtu polisi alikuwa anajificha kwa mabati mahali akapiga mtu risasi. In Bagathi Road, there are 3 guys that have Subarus. They shoot one person in Jacaranda. So shida si maandamaji, shida ni mapolisi ndio wanaleta furujo na wanaharibu mali ya watu na kuua wananchi.
Just on that point, Abdiweli and Silas, let's talk about there's a concern raised about police brutality. More than 12 people was killed. 12 people died totally during the demonstrations. 5 of them was shot by police across the country. Nairobi, some of them Kisumu, and other cases in places like Nakuru. There's human rights activists and also religious leaders, judiciary, and everyone and raising concern about this police brutality, police killing, directly shooting demonstrators. Why? Yet, let me finish for this. I'm sorry. Yet the president is defending the police.
The police.
Yesterday, he publicly defended them.
You know why? Because the police have also died. You see, human rights always look at the normal citizens, but then there are also police who are now hospitalized because they were injured by the demonstrators. If you look at this thing critically, the demonstrators are using stones to throw at the police. You are the policeman. This guy is attacking you. The man is almost going to kill you. What will you do? You defend yourself. So the police are only defending themselves. And sometimes they have to use force for them to repulse the demonstrators.
But some cases, people are saying those people who were shot were not even part of the demonstrators.
Where were they?
Labda walikuwa wanaenda shughuli ya maisha.
Wewe unaona kuna moto hapo mbele, unaenda kutafuta nini kwa hiyo moto?
Si hivyo. Kama juzi,
unaona watu wanapigana hapo mbele.
Kama juzi Machakos, kuna msichana alikuwa ametoka shule. Nasikia alitoka shule university. Alikuwa anaelekea nyumbani, hakudemonstrate, hakubeba mawe, akapigwa risasi. That case happened in Nyanza. Migori, I think Migori. So, tuseme wewe ni kama wewe ulikuwa unatembea unaenda kazi yako, wanafikiri wewe unaenda kudemonstrate siku ya maandamano, wewe umeenda kufungua biashara, umeenda kutafuta chai yako ya kusaidia watoto, ukapigwa risasi ama wanakupiga na marungu, wanakupasua.
Unajua kuna kitu watu hawataki kuelewa. Saa zile kuna demonstrations. Tumeambiwa kama au demonstrate kaa nyumbani.
Na swali moja. Government inasema
serikali inasema
watu waende kazi.
It's not holiday.
Yes.
It's not holiday. The other day,
Why?
Wednesday, serikali ilisema watu wasiende hata shuleni. It was official.
Ni shule, not kazi.
Na wakasema
and shule tulikuwa na mambo ya amani.
Na tukasema biashara zitachungwa na polisi. Then wananchi wanakuja wanaanza kuwasha moto kwa barabara. Hiyo sio peaceful demonstration. Peaceful demonstration mnatembea na placards mkisema ile mambo mtaka kusema. Lakini hapa mnaanza kuchoma materials kwa barabara, mnafungia magari, mnafanya nini? Mnaanza kuloot. What do you expect police to do?
Who will take responsibility for killing of these people?
Azimio.
The president.
The Azimio.
The head of state.
Coalition. If the Azimio hawangeitisha maandamano ile ambayo inafaa iwe very well structured, the way the former police spokesman was saying, maandamano ile ambaye una notify the police will give you the protection. Unasema mnaanza 8x5, mmefunga kila kitu, mnatembea, mnasema ile mambo, mnasema peacefully, pole kwa barabara mkitembea. Hakuna kufunga barabara, hakuna kuvamia mtu kwa barabara, hakuna kunyang'anya mtu, hakuna kuvamia biashara ya watu. That one, even the security agencies will escort you. wale wanataka kuingia katikati walete fujo ndio watashikwa na polisi. But hii surely hata mkisema umetembea kwa hizi barabara umeona what is happening.
Nakwambia hiyo unasema haitawezekana Kenya kwanza. Wacha hata kuandamana polepole. Watu 10 tu wakikusanyika mahali, unaona maskari wanaanza kutupa tear gas. Hawawezi kubali waandamaji waandamane, hawawezi. Ndio maana wanapiga risasi, wanafuguza kwa sababu gani? Hawataki watu wakuwe wengi.
Because these people are spoiling.
Wanataka kuseparate watu.
Abdiweli, sio ni kazi ya polisi. Ukiona for a demonstration you have to police.
Yes.
Hii serikali,
you have to notify.
Hii serikali,
for example, let me take this an example. In Mombasa, for the last 2 weeks, people are demonstrating. And there was one day that people demonstrated peacefully because they informed.
Exactly. Exactly.
If waki-inform serikali kuhusu demonstration, do you think watu watatupatia?
Hawezi.
Mombasa na Nairobi ni different. This is capital city.
Okay.
Nairobi.
Nyeri,
so maaskari hawezi kubali Nairobi kuwe peacefully demonstration, hawawezi. Kwa sababu gani? Hii serikali inaogopa kitu ya kwanza. Wananchi kwa nini wasingie town? Hawataki kuona demonstrator wanaingia town. Wakiona wanapiga risasi na mabunduki.
Okay, and one last point on this arresting of Azimio officials. We know more than 6 of them were arrested for the last 3 days of demonstrations. Among them is Babu Owino, who was released yesterday by bail of 100,000 Kenya shilling, and several others were arrested across the country who were part of the demonstration. For the case of Babu Owino, Silas, he was not among people who were demonstrated, but he was accused of subversion, but he was arrested. The court released him yesterday. Do you think Babu Owino, and I think he was traveling from Mombasa to Nairobi, taking part of the demonstration, then holding him 3 days in police station in Kenyaga, he was later on presented in the court, and he was accused for subversion. Do you think that Babu Owino was involved in this thing that he was accused of?
History ya Babu Owino inaonyesha Babu Owino is someone who organizes for that kind of demonstrators. So the police were trying just to ensure that Babu does not organize his team in Jacaranda. He was coming that morning, and that morning we were going to have Maandamano, and Jacaranda was one of the areas earmarked for Azimio team coming to address Wananchi. And that is his political backyard. So for the police to arrest him, they wanted to avoid that clash of Jacaranda with the police. So you saw that day, there was no match. After this guy was arrested, nothing happened in Jacaranda. You imagine if this guy was free on that day, Jacaranda kungekuwa kubaya.
Sasa pia Abdiweli anacheka. Abdiweli.
Ndugu yangu anamkosoa Babu Owino vibaya. Mimi naona. And Babu Owino is my friend.
Okay.
So Babu Owino hakufanya makosa yote. Alitoka Mombasa, akaingia Nairobi, akashikwa Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, akapelekwa huko Moi Kirinyaga. Siku ngapi? Siku 3. Siku 2 hajakula chakula, hajaoga.
Hakushikwa siku 3. Hakushikwa siku 3, alishikwa Wednesday.
That day ndio
amekuwa released jana Friday.
Sasa 2 days.
Yes.
3 days bado alikuwa bado jela. Akaachiliwa juzi jana.
Aliachiliwa jana.
Jana wakamwachilia na 100,000. Hakufanya makosa yote, hakubeba silaha.
Alikuwa anaenda ku lead ile team. And you saw these people.
Uko na shahidi?
Yes.
Ama uko na evidence?
Let me tell you, I want to share with Kenyans.
Do you have evidence?
I want to show Kenyans what is happening. Babu Owino, you saw
Don't
the
tell
people
Kenya,
who arrested
evidence.
Gaucho, the ghetto president. There is a clip going around that this guy walichinja mbuzi, wakakula hiyo damu ya hiyo mbuzi, wakisema kesho ni kesho. Huyo alikuwa na babu. Sijui
Hawako-
kama uliona jana walikuwa wameshikwa pamoja, walikuwa cell moja, because these people are going to cause chaos in
Hawakumaanisha hivyo.
Jacaranda.
Hawakumaanisha hivyo.
And Gaucho was part of that team.
Gaucho, ukiangalia video, Gaucho alisema mkiguza Raila Amolo Odinga kwa sababu government imetreat itamuua na atazikwa. Moses Kuria tweeted
Do
that.
you expect the government to
Itamuua.
see it and wait for these people to do those kind of things?
They can.
Wewe
They can
mnachinja
do.
mbuzi, mnakunywa damu.
Okay, hold on, gentlemen. And you mentioned Raila Odinga. Let's talk about Raila Odinga's absence during demonstration. Alisema ameshikwa na
He
homa.
was afraid. There is nothing like Homa. Raila is afraid. He is misleading Kenyans that let's go on the streets, and he disappears. On the day of demos, Raila disappears. Which kind of fluid comes on Wednesday when you have called for maandamano? Wewe mwenyewe ukitisha maandamano hiyo siku hutoki. Wewe mwenyewe kwa Raila kwa maandamano direct. Anakimbiaga tu kidogo saa 7, saa 8 amepotea.
Kitu ya kwanza, the government,
Anaacha jamaa wanaenda kuteseka kwa barabara. Alafu hao wanasema
sisi
baba amesema.
tukiteseka mna shida. Sisi hii maandamano si ya Raila Odinga kwanza. Hii maandamano ni ya wananchi. Wananchi ndio wako na njaa. Wachana na Raila Odinga. Maandamano na Raila Odinga wekeni kando. Raila Odinga asipokuja maandamano, wananchi ndio watafanya maandamano.
Abdiweli, kama ni ya wananchi, mbona wananchi wasiandamane bila Raila?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mbona wasiandamane bila Raila?
Wananchi
Exactly.
wasiandamane bila Raila.
Yes. You see, Raila, since Raila
It's only
apotee.
Raila who decide on the day and time
Yes.
to demonstrate.
Because Raila is our leader. Raila control.
He is a leader
Half
of
of this
of
government.
Azimio. But now Kenyans are not taking part. Tell me why Wednesday, when Raila didn't show up, did you see Thursday kuna maandamano?
Yes.
Did you see
We
Friday?
had-
Yes,
Where?
that's the way we have it.
Where?
Ai,
Kibera.
Kibira ati.
Even Kisumu tulikuwa nayo.
I'm
Kakamega,
telling you,
the place you
hakuna
come.
kitu ilifanyika Kakamega. Kakamega, Malala and his team were leading peaceful maandamano ya kupinga maandamano. There
Tulikuwa nayo Nakuru, Kisumu na Malenge.
Nakuru
But
ilikuwa Wednesday.
Why do you think his security was withdrawn? Right
It
now?
was withdrawn because he is fighting the same government that is offering him security.
Inasemekana ya kwamba
So this is a government of revenge.
It
Yes.
is not government. Why do you fight a
Raila is
government?
not fighting, he's just demonstrating. And this is a right.
No,
according to the constitution.
you know,
wacha niseme kitu moja.
Abdiweli, hold on.
you know, I don't agree with you on that, because when you say he's just demonstrating, tell me any demonstration that has happened that Raila has called which has been peaceful and has brought meaningful impact to the people of Kenya.
Amid demonstrations, Azimio and Raila are saying there are people ambao walitumwa kuharibu demonstrations.
Nani aliwatuma? Because there is no evidence. Sisi tujawahi kuwa na maandamano hapa Kenya, na hii maandamano isaidii. Because tell me, what has it achieved for those 3 days? Let him explain to us what maandamano has achieved for the 3 days.
Abdiweli.
So umesema ya kwamba Raila anapinga serikali ndio maana akachukuliwa security.
Yes.
Raila is opposition leader. Kazi ya opposition ni kupinga serikali na kukosoa serikali.
Basi
So
karibu mali ya watu.
Raila akikosoa serikali ama akipigana na serikali, si ati mnaenda kuchukua security yake. Kwa sababu gani? He is opposition leader. Yes? So ati kwenda kuchukua security ya Raila, kuchukua nini, haita happen. Mkichukua security ya Raila bado sisi tutamchunga.
Okay, thank you so much guys. Just because of time, acha tutoke kidogo siasa tuingie mambo ya security. There's a security concern across the country, North Rift and also Northeastern region of the country. We know all elected Northeastern leaders had a 3-day meeting in Wajir discussing about the security issue, and Al-Shabaab have been doing attacks there in Mandera, parts of Lamu and Garissa, and we know there was a lot of attacks that Al-Shabaab did there. This security concern, talking about Northeastern region, the security issue of Northeastern have been an issue for the last almost 10 years. Do you think this is a government that can solve this security issue and problem that Northeastern have? Silas?
I believe this is the government that will finish this insecurity that we've had for so many years. This government has the will, it has the power, and it has the necessary resources that is needed to stop all this kind of insecurity that we've been experiencing.
Okay.
So I believe this government, given time, is going to end all the insecurities within the country.
Haya, mwisho mimi ningesema hii government haiwezi, kwa sababu hii badala kutuma maaskari kuwa watu wa maandamaji, afadhali wangetuma maaskari waende kulinda usalama huko North Eastern, upande wa North Eastern. So mimi ningeomba serikali ya William Samoei Ruto wachana na maandamaji, wafanye vizuri, linda North Eastern.
On the security, we know the security concern in North Rift, where the KDF are now reconstructing schools which was damaged. CS of Defense Duale yesterday was in Kapego, and the government is reestablishing security there. Do you think government is on the track to restore the security for North Rift, where there is security concerns?
You've seen since the government took over, in the North Rift there is now peace. The militias have been dealt with accordingly, and we've not heard of any insecurity now in those areas that we used to have those kind of insecurities. And now, if you look at what now they're doing in Northeastern, you can be rest assured they are going to bring a lasting solution.
Okay, Abdiweli.
Mimi ningesema ya kwamba kwa hii serikali ya William Ruto na watakia laheri na wajaribu kuweka usalama upande ya North Rift na North Eastern.
Okay, closing remarks. We are almost running out of time. What's your closing remarks, Silas, based on the ongoing demonstration, the government to the youth, despite the difference in support of politicians?
I'll advise our young people to be very cautious and let not politicians divide you, let not politicians misuse you to destroy other people's properties, to take part in unlawful demonstrations, and let the government be given an opportunity to do the work that we elected them to do.
Okay, Abdiweli, your closing remarks?
Ningeomba serikali ya Kenya Kwanza, vile ulituahidi kwa mkiwa mkikampeni, mkituambia mtashukisha bei ya mafuta, bei ya chakula chini, mimi naomba mshukishe bei ya mafuta, bei ya bidhaa chini, kwa sababu mahasla wanaumia, na hiyo itakuwa bora zaidi.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Silas, Majani, and Abdiweli Aden.
Ama namna gani? Sisi ni nchi ya demokrasia.